Bigger than an Escape, but smaller than an Explorer, the Edge is Ford's midsize crossover utility. Now, when this vehicle was first introduced for the 2007 model year, it was something of an innovative product for the company. You see, it was one of their first vehicles to launch with the brand new 3.5-liter Duratec V6 engine. Now, fast forward to 2011, the Edge was pretty significantly refreshed, and it was the first vehicle to get My Ford Touch. Then again, lightning strikes twice in 2012. It was also one of the first vehicles to get the company's new 2-liter EcoBoost turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. It's something of an innovative vehicle for Ford, but is it still cutting edge in 2013, or is it about as sharp as a balloon animal? Well, let's find out. Like the Nissan Murano and Toyota Venza, the Edge is a car-based, design-focused utility with room for 5 passengers. Now, the entry-level SE model starts at right around $28,000, but our nearly top-of-the-line limited version here stickers for more than $37 grand. Now, interestingly, the Edge is built in Ontario, of all places, and I suspect that's because Ford can get away with paying its Canadian workers in both poutine and beaver pelts. With its back seats folded, the Edge offers about 69 cubic feet of storage space. That's almost identical to its primary rivals. The vehicle is also a pretty good passenger hauler. The 60/40 split rear bench is roomy and adjustable, plus you can fold down the seat backs with the push of a button from the cargo area, though you do have to manually put them back up again. Believe it or not, 3 different engines are available under the Edge's hood. The base power plant is a 3.5-liter V6 that delivers a class-competitive 285 horsepower. For an additional $995, you can opt for an efficient 2-liter EcoBoost engine. It puts out 240 ponies and more torque than the base unit. The top offering is a 305 horsepower V6 in the Sport model. As for transmissions, a somewhat clunky 6-speed automatic is standard on every Edge. For year-round grip, all-wheel drive is available with either 6-cylinder engine, though EcoBoosted models are front drive only. The model I've been testing features that 3.5-liter engine and 2-wheel drive. On the efficiency front, it stickers at 19 miles per gallon city and 27 highway, which results in a combined score of 22 mpg, a figure we've actually managed to beat, if only just. Speaking of gasoline, a convenient capless fuel filler will save you tens of seconds at the pump. The Edge's interior is quite nice, and the materials are pretty attractive, as is the overall design, which is pleasingly straightforward, though the leather on the seats here is a little bit down market. While far from perfect, the build quality is better than the Toyota Venza I tested a few weeks ago. So over here on the center stack is the much-decried My Ford Touch infotainment system. In my experience, it's not perfect. It can be a bit sluggish at times, but it is far from the electronic death sentence others have made it out to be. People complain that it's unresponsive, that it's hard to use, and that it crashes like a drunk driver, but personally, I have experienced none of these issues in this Ford Edge right here. Of course, that's not to say others haven't had issues, but I've been in the clear. Perhaps Ford's software updates are helping. And here's a little secret. Spend an hour or so poking around the different screens and playing with the touch-sensitive buttons, and I bet you're going to figure it all out. Additionally, the instrument cluster features some digital enhancements. There are 2 customizable screens on either side of the speedometer. They display things like navigation directions, fuel economy, and entertainment options. They're controlled by steering wheel mounted plus pads, kind of like an old school Nintendo game. Now, like my opinion of My Ford Touch, I'm going to go against the grain a little bit here on this next point. One of my favorite features of the cabin is right here. Our test model Edge is equipped with a traditional ignition, which means you get an honest-to-goodness flat piece of steel, a key, and you stick it into a slot. And guess what? You twist it and it works every single time. I much prefer this traditional solution to newer push-button ignitions. So put it in drive and the Edge delivers a decidedly average on-road experience. Nothing about it really stands out, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's quiet, it's smooth, and quite responsive, but the steering is duller than a rusty hammer, and forward visibility can be hampered by these fat-bottomed A-pillars. To sum it all up, your mother would love it. This vehicle's 3.5-liter V6 has a lot of top-end pull, and when that tachometer needle gets to about 5,000 RPM, it just surges ahead. It's not the smoothest running engine in town, but it does get the job done. Now, as for the transmission, there is a manual mode, and you can control the gears via a little rocker here on the side of the shifter, though you do have to have it back in S mode for that to work. So, after more than half a dozen years on the market, has Ford's Edge lost its edge, or is this still an important product for the Blue Oval brand? Well, it's a very capable crossover and quite a nice vehicle, but nothing more. If you need utility, it'll definitely get the job done, but like a bowl of cornflakes, there's honestly not a whole lot to get excited about. Hey, you guys want to get breakfast for dinner?
For more on this review and others like it, visit autoguide.com.
I'm going to give myself a standing ovation.